I know many of you are starting to get these SSR versatile mage pieces, which are dupe stones that could be used for anyone in the awakening system, which is really huge. So in enhance, awakening, whatever, you're able to use them to get all the way from dupe 1 to dupe 5 for free on any SSR mage. There are some for SR and rare, but we're just going to focus in on the SSR, talk about where to get them first of all, how to get 6 month 1, and then second of all, how or who to use them on in the future. Okay, we're going to be talking about every case that is going to arise and basically the only units you should really be using your versatile mage pieces on. Now, I usually do not recommend for pickups because of the fact that pickups go in the unfeatured pool. Only pickups, not seasonals and not limiteds like Julius or Black Asta. They will not go in the pool. But Yami, the List, and Raya, then you've got Vero Fauna. They're all going to be in the unfeatured pool once their banner leaves. Okay, now that that's clear, let's talk about it. Where do we get some? Now, the best and main way is going to be one every month from the monthlies or advanced that are now 20 days. Will this be changed to 30 in the future when we catch up? Maybe. Probably. It will. But for now, we should appreciate that we're getting extra dupe stones for the same amount of units we have to actually use them on. So that is a really good thing. All right. So definitely appreciate that. Now we're getting it pretty much in a month. In 2 months, we get 3 instead of 2. So just keep that in mind. Okay, that is pretty good. Now, next up, Mage's Path. Mage's Path, you're going to be getting 3 in total. You're going to be getting 1 from Intermediate, 1 from Advanced. If there's certain missions you're stuck on, you could go in my Mage's Path videos to see how to do them, right? I'm just a bit lazy. I'm not going to lie, y'all. I've been making a bit too many videos to where I can't play, but on Friday, we're going to be streaming, so, we're going to be catching up completely on Mage's Path and hopefully clearing Hall of Illusions, so, that's chill. But yeah, that's the first thing. Mage's Path is giving 3, monthlies are giving 1. And then you've got 2 last ones. Where do you get them? You get them from the raid. So the raid boss is going to be giving you 2. But on global, on Canada, it was split up 1-1 and it was brought back twice. Will that happen on global? Probably not, because of the fact that, the seasons are shorter. So there's 2 things that happen. Either we have it nerfed or it stays at 2. So the raids are going to be giving us 2 universal dupes, or 1 if they're cringe as fuck. But you got to consider it still would come out to the same, but it would also be very cringe. So yeah, month 1, you could get 6 universal dupes. And now, what do you do with them? What do you do with them, right? What do you do with them? So let me just make sure my KR is opened. Yes, it is. Anyway, let's go back to this now. So this is a part where we start where to or who to use the dupes on. Okay, now of course we just talked about getting 6 in a month, and we could get 1 guaranteed every month technically, but the raids usually come back every season or every second season, so you usually will be getting from 1 to 3 universal dupes every single month to use on SSRs. Okay, so we're going to talk about the first unit that we are in consideration for max duping. Of course, I do not recommend 100% duping everyone, but I'm going to give the scenarios which I think you should. Now, if you're planning on using them long term and you enjoy Asta, you should. I think Asta is a very good unit, and the reason why max duping him is good is because of what he gets. So he's going to be getting more defensively capable by getting an extra 1000 defense. And then he's going to be getting the extra increased attack for 2 waves at Dupe 2. Then at Dupe 5, he's getting the stun block for 1 turn, which is a very strong effect. Much stronger than you actually think, especially when we start going up against William with Mars combos and William's at 126 speed. And then Mars is comboing, and then he's a wing stunning. And then Asta is going to be able to block the stun. That's great. Now, what it adds that makes him very strong is the 6 speed that brings him up to 109. Okay, so he goes from 103 to 106 to 109. That is really strong. Y'all need to know why. So if we go to, let me open this. So if we go to character stats, okay, and we go to speed and we go to attacker, the high speed still at the moment, or sorry, if we go to attacker in the name, the high speed at the moment is 109. And Asta still has the highest speed. Asta, Charmy, Fauna, Magna, and Langris all have 109 speed. And Asta essentially has the highest DPS speed in the game, and even when Wall comes out, even when Julius comes out, he's going to still have the highest speed in the game. And because of how he works, he gets the extra turn on his skill 1, so he could kill basically 2 units turn 1, he is very strong. If you have William, I could see you easily building up Asta, building him right, and it could be good. It could be very good. Asta is a very strong unit. Being able to get that 109 speed is ridiculous. Okay, because you could put him up to 112 speed, and without even building him speed, he's already as quick as almost all the debuffers and as quick as Charlotte. He's quicker than every single debuffer but Charlotte, because Charlotte's the same. Okay, so it's very worth it. Okay, but I'd say that you got to know who's coming up, and if you'd rather having more fun with them. Okay, this is about who you're going to have more fun with. Max Dupe, he's going to be a more quick unit, and he's going to get an extra turn on ult when he hits someone over 80%, and he's going to be very good for bosses. So this is his pros. Okay, now his cons is that he is red, and in the future, season 3 and 4, which is not as far away on global, he's going to get power creeped, but not power creeped, he's just going to be reduced to nothing. Okay, but that's in like 60-70 days, because of the fact that blues are going to start coming out. And I mean, when I say blues, I mean blues. Okay, we got a lot of blues coming out, right? We've got Noelle and Charlotte are the main two. Where's Charlotte? I need to pull up SS. Okay, Noelle, okay, Charmy, okay, is coming out. Then Charlotte. Those are the main three. Those are the only three that you really need to worry about, and it's the only three that really need to come out for Asta to really lose value. Noelle taunts. Charlotte stops skill 2, and also just reduces damage by fuck ton and increases damage for her team, right? And then you got Charmy, who's increasing defense and continuously healing, so it's kind of stupid. So yeah, anyway, let's go back. Asta, first one is really good, but yeah, that's basically where it ends after about 50 days. So you have a good amount of time, and you will be able to get enough dupes to dupe someone out completely again. But yeah, that's the first one. Next up is going to be let's talk about one person though before we get into it further. Noelle. Noelle max duped is not needed. I just want to say this. Noelle max duped, I don't even recommend duping her a little bit. Let's look at her stats that she gets. If you are a CC cuck, then maybe it's worth it. I would recommend it if you want CC, but that's it. It's only if you're trying to push CC in the ranks. Reason being is that she gets about 2,000 extra CC over everyone else, because the crit res gives an extra 1,000 compared to usual. This is about usually 340, and this is usually about like 1,240. So she's getting an extra 1,000 each. Now, what is she getting? She's getting 400 magic attack per, and then 5,000 HP, and then 24% crit res. So the magic attack is gonna help her shield be about probably like 15 to 30k bigger. Okay, it's gonna be a bit bigger for sure. Now, is it worth putting 5 dupes into her or chasing 5 dupes really? Then I wouldn't really say so. Because the max dupe, what it does is that for 2 turns, you get the blessing shield. Now, what the blessing shield does, it's a different type of shield where you have a counter on yourself for 2 turns. But if they remove it, if they attack you and they remove it, then it's gone. Okay, the only 3 people it's good against is Valtos, William, let me try to find her, and Sally. Reason being, they have attack ultimates that don't do enough damage. But then, okay, you're fighting any other DPS. You're fighting Asta, right? You're fighting in the future, even Lotus. Hell, even Lotus is gonna get rid of it. You're fighting Julius, right? What else? Fauna, Kyoto's gonna come out at some point, right? So all these units, even Blue Yami, hell, are all gonna be able to get rid of that barrier before it's any use. So I don't think it's worth it. It's decent. And for PvE wise, for grinding, just for grinding, not even like for making it easier, for grinding out and making it quicker, okay, it could be worth it for Hall of Illusions. That's it. That's it. Okay, that's it. But yeah, it doesn't add any speed, doesn't add anything super cool. And because of what's seemingly going on, I would say that after Asta, it would be Charmy, right? So Charmy is going to be coming out with Noelle. And why she is so crazy max duped, okay, why is that when an ally's turn ends, every single ally, you get 3% max HP recovery to an ally at 2 dupes. Then at max dupes, that goes up to 10%, okay? And let me just explain why 10% of her HP every single ally turn is the most busted thing they could have done for this Charmy. She already has continuous HP recovery on every single one of her skills, okay? And she's gonna go up to about 150k HP. 150k HP. And then 10% of that is about 15k. Oh, even higher than 150. I'm sorry, I didn't even... 100, okay, so 133, then you're adding 7%. And then you're adding another 10% here. And then you're adding another 5% right here. So it's more than 150 because she's at 133 right now. A bit more than 150, but anyway, you're getting 10% per ally turn. And that could easily ramp up to being like 50k HP that you just healed. Just because some allies attacked or buffed. And that's it. And she already gets 20% of her HP on continuous and then an extra 7.5. So these start stacking. Her max dupe is one of the craziest things ever. And you're going to see on a full blue team, it's very toxic. And she gives herself damage reduction. And she gives herself defense. So, damage blocking, I guess. So yeah. This Charmy max duped is something you should consider. If you're planning on running the blue team, for example, with Charlotte, Season 4, then I'd say you should try to build it up over time. Getting her to at least 2 dupes is what I would recommend, but building her up over time to 5 is for sure the way to go. This Charmy is insane, and it's just free heals, man. It's free heals. She doesn't even need to like have her turn, and she's still healing 10% of her HP, which, like, if we're looking at it, a DPS. How much does a DPS have? This is my 50k. 50k. Okay, so 50, healing her for 15 to 20k is already almost half of her HP healed. Okay, so, you know, I'm just trying to put it out there. And if you stack that with the continuous heal she's giving, then yeah. Now, the first unit to fully max dupe is Julius. This guy on max dupe is getting a full 100% HP res. Now, besides that, what it also does, they decided they wanted to make it a bit funny. And they wanted to make him only quicker than Noel when he's max duped, okay? Now, he starts off, okay, not 109, minus 2 off. Okay, so he has 107 max speed, 107. He gets 2 speed on his last one and 1 speed here. So he starts off at 104, gets up to 105, which is 1 less than Noel, who's at 106, and then goes up to 107 when he's max duped. So not only is he quicker, but he gets a 100% HP res. And him being higher speed also helps him getting more damage per, because every 15 speed he gets a 3% damage increase. Okay, so you're going to be able to get that 1 extra stack in, which gives you an extra 3% damage increase here. Plus you get the 100% HP res, and he's quicker than Noel out max dupes. And in terms of the stats he gets, I don't really remember them besides the speed. Oh, great. He gets crit rate and magic attack. That damage-wise, that is really strong to have, to where he has a base of 22% crit rate. Usually it's about 15% base crit rate. So yeah, Julius is that one you want to build. I'd say Julius is the first one I would 100% max dupe. He's going to be one of the best DPSs. He's going to get extra turns when he kills, going to decrease stamina, going to do a bunch of stuff. He is worth it, okay? He is worth it. Now, next up, the one that I would say becomes very annoying, especially when you pair her alongside someone like Noel and also Julius, is, if I could find her, because these units are very hard to find when you got 70 units, is her. I don't have her max dupe because I got shafted on that banner. I did 400 pulls, and I have 2 Charlottes to account for it. And I also recommend getting her skill page, but that's another video. So anyway, she is getting HP and crit res, which crit res CC wise makes her probably one of the strongest or highest CC supports at max dupe. But what it does is that at max dupe, when you apply a counter, and she has an AoE counter on the ultimate to where everyone gets a 1-turn counter. When you apply counter, it becomes a 2-turn counter. A 2-turn counter, okay? So instead of it being just 1 turn, the counter is now going to be 2 turns. A 2-turn counter is way stronger than a 1-turn because a 1-turn could easily fall away very quickly. But a 2-turn counter allows you to have that up for 1 guaranteed turn and be able to get counters, okay? So that is one of the reasons. And the second reason is that she brings herself up to 126 speed. And already, all of her skills are very worth it, okay? So 3 here, 3 here. All of her skills are very worth it. Skill 1 applies a 1-turn counter attack that would go up to 2 turns at max dupe. This is going to apply all attack increase by 60% on everyone and give everyone the damage reduction blocking, where it's going to block up to 30%. And then this is a AoE counter. And then this gives a 20% damage reduction to everyone on a combo which you could pull with anyone. And when you bring it up to 126, you could apply 20% damage reduction and then stun with Mars, okay? And then even beyond that, right? She's got the full silence. She's got the skill 2 silence if everyone's blue. So yeah, she gets very crazy, and she is definitely worth duping out. If you're planning on building a full blue team again, like Charmy, these two go hand in hand. Now, next up, this Charmy. I don't recommend max duping. I recommend getting her to 2 dupes, okay? So, why 2 dupes? Well, I want to say that her and Magna, I'm just going to say right now, her and Magna are some of the ones that you would want to dupe out only if you're planning on building a burn team together. So you cannot have one or the other. You need to have both. And I also would say They're pretty good. If you also want to get Mario Leona, who should be coming out in about 3 months on JP, and she should be fastened to much quicker on global, obviously. So we could expect Mario to also be a burn unit, and she has an AoE skill too, Mario, so it's probably going to be very strong in terms of also applying burns. So right, so if you plan on building Mario, then I would recommend getting these two up also and having some different teams ready at your disposal. But as of right now, this team together, these two together, are one of the best teams if they're both at least at 2 dupes. But I would say Charmy max dupes is also not a bad idea, because she gets up to, first of all, 109 speed. And what she does is that she has a pumpkin pie effect that's applied on the ult, and every turn you keep it on an enemy, it increases the amount of damage, and it randomly changes targets. The last person it lands on the 5th turn has it pop for 600% attack and magic attack. Now, when it pops, you could also pop it early with the AoE skill 2, right? It applies firecrackers, which is going to instantly pop the pumpkin pie. When it pops at 2 dupes, it applies 2 burns on everyone. And why this is good is for Magna. Now, let's continue talking about Charmy just a bit more, but I just wanted to say for Magna. Now, she gets up to 109 speed. Okay, I think that's the second person to get 109. I'm pretty sure. Now, what else she gets is a bunch of magic attack and attack, which is very good for, what's it called? For her to do more burn damage, right? Both all attack would have been better if it was just M attack, but it's whatever. And then she also gets, every time it's her turn, she randomly applies 2 burns on an enemy, which could also mean 2 burns if you're fighting a single target boss. Okay, so guaranteed 2 burns on them, and then you apply 1 burn if you ult or skill 1. So you're basically constantly rotating in 3 burns on the enemy. Okay, so there's a bunch of reasons why she gets up to 109 speed. She is able to apply 2 burns on the whole team, right, after the pumpkin pie effect ends, and she's just going to be shitting out burns like no tomorrow, and she's going to be doing more damage. Okay, very worth it, but I'd say 2 dupes is enough. Now, Magna, on the other hand, just needs 2 dupes. 5 dupes, not needed. 2 dupes is definitely crazy, because he already starts off at 106 speed, which is very strong. But what he does do is that every time he attacks someone with the burn at 2 dupes, he applies a stun on them, every single one. Guaranteed. Guaranteed, okay? And why I was saying Charmy is very good with Magna is that per burn on the enemy, he gets an extra 40% increased damage dealt, up to 120%. And his ult numbers are actually still very high. Okay, this is higher than usual with the 80% extra. Goes up to 245%. Super strong, okay? Super strong. Definitely worth it. I'm getting the extra 40... My bad. Antelar got it wrong. It's 45% each. Going up to 135% increased damage dealt with 3 burns, which Charmy could easily make it apply. So, getting Charmy up is good for Magna, and then getting Magna up to 2 dupes means you could get 3 guaranteed people that are nullified. How? You could combo with someone, okay? You combo with one of the Charlottes, one of the speedy Charlottes, or William, okay? Then he removes barrier and he stuns them turn 1. They have high speed, do it right away, 1 stun. Then it's his turn. He ults with this, he gets a kill if you have multiple burns, and he also removes barrier. Then he gets an extra turn, then he stuns on his skill 2, so then the person who got hit by his combo and his skill 2 are both stunned, and then he killed one of them with his burn, thanks to there being a lot of burns. And he already does apply 1 burn on the whole team for 2 turns, so you don't even need to be with Charmy. You just need to be with someone who could apply burns afterwards to help him out, because he can apply burns really that much on his own. So he is very good at 2 dupes. You only need him 2 dupes. He's still on 106 speed, and it's still very good. So this guy, and so let me just recap. She's season 4, she's season 5, he's season 6, and now the last one, Charlotte. Okay, Charlotte is very good. One thing is that she goes up to 124 speed, which sucks because everyone else goes to 120. But what's good is that, I mean, at least it's pretty high, right? It's better than nothing, and 124 is still very strong. Now, why I want to get her up, why you would want to get her up. So first of all, let's check her stats in game. Now, she is an HP unit, and she is going to be getting attack and defense, sadly, so that is the one thing about her that kind of sucks. But what is cool is that what makes her very strong, you every single turn that you attack, because she has high speed, it's going to be a lot, you grant an ally with the highest all attack a barrier equal to 50% of her own HP, which is usually going to be about 50 to 60k barrier every single turn. That's hers. You're adding on that much every single turn, and then you're also extending barrier duration, reducing damage by 54%, increasing SP, reducing your SP cooldown, increasing SP more, giving a barrier on combo for 100% of HP, right? You're stacking all these barriers. You have high speed, you have a lot of HP, you're giving a lot of barriers. Okay, this is really strong though. Being able to give a barrier every single turn, So all you need is 2 dupes for this and you're still going crazy, right? So that to me is just very good, and definitely just getting her to 2 dupes, getting Magna to 2 dupes is just very strong, right? There's not really many that I would recommend getting up, right? Like over 6 months, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then Asta is like a maybe to me, right? 6 units, and then 3 of those I only recommend getting to 2 dupes. So only 3 units that I think max dupe become like a complete game changer is pretty crazy, right? It's actually quite good. Honestly, it's quite good. So yeah, no, those are the units. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Who do you guys plan on max duping? Let me know.